How much does a bottle of Stagg change in 3 months? We are about to find out. Hello and welcome back to the channel, and yes, it is time for another whiskey bottle update. This time my bottle of Stagg, formerly known as Stagg Jr, and one of the big hitters in the Buffalo Trace range. Okay, there are bigger and more wonderful things out there from Buffalo Trace if we get into the antique collection, but in terms of hype, almost available whiskey versus the completely non-accessible at all, this is one of the big go-tos. This bottle rocks in at 65.5%. I believe this is a winter 2023 batch version. I'll put it in the comments in the description which version exactly it is, because they don't give you the numbers on the bottles, but yes, anyway, it is that one. And I tried it for the very first time 3 months ago. So how much has it changed? For those of you that don't know, what I'm doing this year is taking 3 bottles of whiskey on a year-long experiment to see how much they change at intervals throughout the year. We're doing 3, 6, 9, 12 months to see, you know, is it always good? Is it ever bad? Is it always bad? Is it indifferent? You know what I mean? Just how much does it change, and how do my feelings on it change, I guess, if anything. How did I feel about this before? Well, I liked it quite a lot. That is an experience like no other. But to be totally honest with you, I don't actually recall what I said about the flavours. Of course, I said that it was big, rich, and I'm pretty sure I agreed that, well, it wasn't a letdown. One of my biggest concerns about this bottle, which I've had now for the best part of 2 years, was that possibly, you know, the hype was just too much and it was going to be a bit of a letdown. But it wasn't. I definitely liked it a lot. It's candied, it's playful, it's marmalade preserved, like it's got that depth to it. But other than that, I'm really not sure what I said about its flavours. So let's get a dram poured and find out. Still one of the best cork pops in the game. Well, as before, in the glass, nice strong mahogany colour. This is a barrel proof bottle. It is big, it is strong, it is whatever we said a minute ago, 65.5% or 131 proof. It's gonna slap and tickle, let's be entirely honest, but it still smells very, very appetizing indeed. I think last time the ABV even took my breath away a bit as I was sampling it, but big, hot, some definitive, boozy come antiseptic tones. I feel like I'm using the word antiseptic in every review recently. I don't know if it's just my nose, but I really am picking out some, it's an industrial cleaner vibes, but that is just the amount of booze I think that's in there. Other than that though, sweet, but rich, bit fruity, maybe licorice, some nice big woody tones, and a bit of a kind of peppering of leather tannins to finish. It is, definitely a big hitter. That's all I'm going to say. But I think last time I liked the aroma, but the real deal was in the flavour. So let's find out how much it has changed in the last 3 months. Cheers. Oh, still hot. I'll be entirely honest with you, I think the last time I drank a whiskey was in the filming for last week's video, so a week ago, and that took me by surprise. Honestly, I'm not overrating this. It is taking me genuinely quite a long time after taking a sip to be able to like think about and just talk properly about what I'm experiencing, because it is just a bit overwhelming at the minute. Now, I've long had a theory, and it's why I wanted to do this series with 3 bottles this year. Last year I did a year-long test of a Scotch whiskey, and I'll be honest, in the summer months it wasn't great. It was too warm and it just made the flavours wrong. But of course, Scotland, not renowned for its temperate climate, and it's, you know, just better when it is at the optimal Scotch temperature of about 12 degrees. So, you know, that made sense. But I thought, well, bourbon, it thrives in warmer climes in the US. It is a warmer place. But I'll be honest, I think this, and we're not even in the middle of summer yet, might just be a fraction too warm. Now, don't get me wrong, it is still very, very nice, but I'm not being as wowed by it because simply my palate's being absolutely dominated by everything else going on. It's big, it's rich, it's almost chewy. I remember that from last time, like it was really something on the palate. It is an experience to behold. And from that physicality, the physical nature of the liquid, it is still absolutely superb. But yeah, something very strange is happening here. I'm taking smaller and smaller sips to try and just get across what is happening. And every time, my palate has flavour. It's a little bit fruity, it's a little bit woody, and it's just very, very strong, almost abrasive alcohol, to be honest. It is really just clearing my palate out, and I don't remember having this problem before or with any other similarly barrel strength bottles that I've had. It's, yeah, give me a moment. I don't typically water down whiskey in my reviews because I'm reviewing the product as it's packaged, pretty much. Sometimes when I'm not reviewing, I do add water to it. Not very often though, because the kind of stuff I like to drink off camera is not that pokey, basically. But today, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this justice without giving it a drop of water. So we'll start off just with a small bit there and swill it around in the glass. Let it breathe. Sometimes though, a little bit of water added to some whiskey can actually make it a whole lot hotter. It's not a guarantee, but it's going to make it more palatable. So this will be interesting. It's brought out a heap more woody kind of tones, like barky, licorice. What's the word I'm looking for? I mean, licorice does come from a tree, right? But it's like, it's not quite a cinnamon, but you know, like kind of tree bark, edible tree bark. There is a thing that the name absolutely leaves me at this point. But anyway, let's give it another go. Okay, that is what was needed. Interesting. If it warms up a bit of water added to your stag can make a big difference. So let's give it the quickest of top to bottom taste tests. Front of the tongue, spiky, dark fruit, prickling away like you stuck your tongue into the blackberry bush. Like, that is really where it's going. It's pretty muted in terms of a variety of flavour. The tones are very strong, but it's not leading on to lots of other things. It's just a bit of fruit, a bit of wood, and, well, yes, like you've been stung in the tongue by a little spike. Then over the mid palate, that de facto bourbon caramel's coming in, but it's really not letting go of the other tones. Like, it's not being allowed to reign free and bring some beautiful sweetness with it. It's very much the core flavour without the, I guess, the ease and the longevity that it normally brings alongside. There is another flavour there. It's the back end of the fruit, the slight licorice thing, but along with it is coming in those leather tannins. I'm not getting a great deal of flavours from this, I'm going to be totally honest. Can't remember what I said last time, whether it was the same, but yeah, really limited range of flavours coming through today. Then on the back of the tongue, that's your big boozy spike, your cleaning kind of antiseptic. No, more distinctly oaky barrel tone from that part, but it's so strong still, even with a bit of water added, that yeah, you really struggle to get your mind around anything else that's happening afterwards. And the aftertaste, hot, super dry, just the amount of ethanol is just allowing everything just to kind of evaporate from your taste buds, and you're left with a relatively easygoing creme caramel and the after fire of 1,000 suns, if I'm totally honest. Okay, so what are we saying? Well, is it still a good bourbon? Yes, but you gotta really like your barrel aged stuff at this point. Like, that is so strong, so abrasive, so... Okay, it's not taking my voice away from me this time, but I've reviewed a fair few things heading towards this ABV, and very rarely has anything just stopped me from kind of being able to mentally process what I'm going through. This is like an immediate numbing agent for your brain. As soon as I open this bottle, I struggle to know what to say to the camera, struggle to know what to tell you. It's, yeah, an experience onto its own. I think really what this needs is some time and some dedication. I'm going to drink this now over the next 3 hours, very slowly, sip every 15 minutes, tiny sip, just to see what happens with it. And I would recommend anyone who has a bottle of this to do the same, to not just or drink it like you're drinking any other bourbon, because really you aren't, and it could get you into a whole lot of trouble, I reckon, as well. I definitely feel like I preferred it on the first taste because I was so worried about not liking it. The fact that I did at all was probably a bit of a bonus. 3 months in, I'm struggling to see why I would want to hold out and pay more for this than some others in their range, but that will be a test, I guess, for the 6 month mark. But to be honest with you, that really is all I've got to say about it. So as always, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. If you haven't already, subscribe if you will be so kind, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.